Now, after playing NCAA 2025 and 2026, I can say that everything I have on this list will not be added to the game. NCAA 26 was literally a copy and paste of 25, bro. Every bug that was in 25 was in 26. So, yeah. I mean, but first, let's just hope. Let's say in a world where NCAA actually tries to, or yes, EA actually tries to implement a lot of changes to actually make the game good or better. Let's start with this. It fixed animations, bro. The jump ball animations. Every time I throw the ball up to somebody, they catch the ball, and then when they get hit, they like they let that. I don't even know how to explain it. Like now their body's shaped like a U. Like the way they get hit on the throat, it's just so weird, bro. Every single jump ball, almost every single jump ball animation is terrible. To be honest, like they don't ever catch it with two hands. Most of the times it's a drop and it's just like a weird drop. Like the tackle animations on the jump ball are not realistic. I've never seen those tackle animations in real life because the way they try to catch it on the jump ball is like the defenders literally tackling their back, like their helmets being carved into their back. It's just bad. Deflections, bro. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so hard to get a pick in this game, even a user pick. Like there's so many times where I throw the ball for my receiver to catch it and he don't even jump. I'm spamming Y to jump the ball, to jump for the ball. He doesn't jump. Same thing with my DB. He doesn't jump. They deflect the ball. A lot of times where the balls hit their hands and they don't catch it. Um, yeah, that deflections in itself is just deflections is trash. Tackling is terrible. I just played NCAA 26 yesterday, and my linebacker, I couldn't even tackle a wide receiver. He broke the tackle. I don't know how a wide receiver is breaking a tackle from a linebacker. I'm literally stronger than you, and I weigh more than you by like 30 pounds. I don't know how you're breaking a tackle from me. And they do it so often. Missed tackles are terrible in this game. And then the break sack, I tried to tackle Lenore Sellers. I remember I was playing as Kentucky, and I tried to tackle Lenore Sellers. I had two players in the area, and I guess his aura wouldn't even allow me to tackle him. Neither one of my defensive line players. I think it was I don't even know. I think it was my edge rusher and my tackle. Neither of them tried to tackle Lenoris. And then when you do tackle Lenore Sellers, he can break like 3 tackles before he scrambles out. And then what's even worse is that it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Quarterbacks don't fumble the ball. They don't fumble the ball. But my quarterback, as long as my quarterback gets pushed on the shoulder, as long as you push his shoulder, he's gonna fumble it. As long as you push his shoulder, as long as you just, I mean, I don't even know, bro. I've seen too many quarterbacks break tackles from me, and I just like, I don't know if I just am not, I'm not sure if I'm doing a poor job developing my players or whatever the case may be. But that brings me to my next thing. Pursuit angles. Pursuit angles. Did I spell pursuit wrong? Pursuit angles are so bad in NCAA, bro. Oh my goodness. First off, whenever it's an RPO or a run play, it takes my safety about 10 seconds to to respond to what's going on. Like if it's an RPO or it's a run play, until the player gets 5 yards, my safety doesn't come down. It's insane. But even when your safety does come down or your DBs, they take such a bad angle as if they're not tackling the guy with the ball. I don't know what I'm watching. And then so even when I switch onto the player, it doesn't matter because my DB or safety is already in a bad position to make a tackle. So now that I locked onto them, I'm behind the guy who has the ball. So now it's a foot race, and I lose that race every single time. Another thing they need to do, they need to get rid of hours, bro. Stop giving teams like 700 hours if they're 3-star. Just make it an NIL cap. Make it an NIL cap. I understand that might be a little bit hard. I'm not sure if that's like a I'm not sure if they don't do that because it's a bigger issue outside of just a feature in the game. Like maybe that causes like licensing or whatever. I don't know. But they gotta do NIL cap. I understand that could be a little bit iffy though, because a school like Texas, they got more money than I don't know. But Texas might have, there's probably certain schools like Texas that might have way more money than another 4-star team. But because all the tier 1 teams, I'm pretty sure it's just Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, and I think Notre Dame. Texas might have more money than those teams, so I think you would have to boost them. You might have to make them like a tier 1 team. Because basically, I'm pretty sure the tiers, well, when it comes to Dynasty, the tier teams, is based off how much hours they have. Like, wait, no, their hours is based off their tier in the dynasties. So I think if you were to do salary caps, you might have to change like the tiers for certain teams, which is epic. But because I guess because Purdue's like a 2-star team, but they would have a lot more. Actually, no, that's not bad. But that's another thing. They should give like 150K to 100K bonuses for winning championship games, because that's what they do in real life. Like if you make it to the college football playoffs, you get bonuses all about winning games. So you gotta give me like 50 to 100K bonuses for winning games. If they were to do NIL salary cap, I feel like that's not that crazy though. I look at it somewhat like 2K. I mean, it's a lot different than 2K. Actually, I'm not sure if salary caps is different in comparison to 2K, because every team has a different salary cap. But yeah, I think they should do NIL salary caps. I feel like that's not crazy though. Another thing, add new gear. I saw in Madden 26 that they had it to where you could have like a compression. You could have like a compression T-shirt, and then right under that you could have an arm sleeve. So your arm sleeve could be basically connected to your compression T-shirt. But in NCAA 26 they don't have that. Why do they have that in Madden but not NCAA? I don't know why they don't have the one leg sleeve. Like things like that are so simple. I feel like to add to the game. I don't know why you guys don't have that. They should add hanging mouth guards. Like that's just like a common drip item in the game now. I mean, a common drip item like in football to have a hanging mouth guard. I know Alabama was doing it. Like I know Alabama players were doing it religiously a couple years ago. So I don't know why that's not in the game. I feel like that's such a small thing. That's the problem, bro. It's the small things that matter, and they don't care about. They're not paying attention to the small things. They're doing it for the money. Dude, they need to add nicer cleats. The cleats in the game right now aren't that bad, but if they had some popular cleats like the Grinch cleats, which is I think bro, every game I see someone wear every game I'm seeing someone wear Grinch cleats. I just saw someone on Vanderbilt. I think it was a DB wearing Grinch cleats, and Vanderbilt's colors are black and white. The Grinch cleats he was wearing was green and red. So he had. I mean, when it comes to his jersey, he had no reason to be wearing them. But I don't even know why I said that. To be honest, I forgot my point. But I know they should add shiesties. I mean, shiesties don't really need to be added to the game because you probably wouldn't even be able to see someone shiesty for the most part. But I don't mind them adding shiesties. I think they could also add like a little feature to where on the field I can see my player breathing. Like if it's very cold outside or if it's snowing, I can see their breathing. I think they used to have that in Madden. I'm not sure. Maybe they had that in NCAA25. I don't know. Visors, that's tough. They should add visors. I don't know. Like visors is a simple thing. Maybe they do have visors. I've never seen visors in the game, but I think they have visors. Another thing, they need to fix. I'm probably talking so fast right now. I can't help it though. This is the biggest thing within Dynasty. They need to fix recruiting. I don't know why it takes so long to get 3-stars to commit to a school. Like I literally was doing a rebuild last night. I was doing Rutgers. I despise. Now I despise the whole Rutgers organization. I don't know. But it is so hard to get 3-star recruit. Like 3-star recruits take just as long to commit as 5-star recruits. And I understand that's realistic. That's how real life can be. But like, bro, I don't understand how I'm recruiting players in the transfer portal and I still have high school recruits that I'm still trying to get committed to the school. I don't know why these kids are like by the early signing day. So once the season's over, everybody should be committed. That's a high school player. So then when I get to the transfer portal, I only have to focus on transfer portal players. I get to the transfer portal and I'm trying to get 20 players on my board, but I still got 6 guys that have not committed since I've been recruiting them since like week 3 that are still here. And some of them barely are even in their top 5. Or I'm capping. Most of them are always in their top 5s. I'm not going to lie, but they got to commit earlier. I don't know what's taking these kids. Bro, I've lost. You know what's crazy, bro? I'm not sure if this is just me. Maybe I'm just ass at recruiting, but I've lost recruits when I'm the only guy that offered that recruit a scholarship, and somehow, some way, they still didn't commit to me. I'm not sure if that's only me that's gone through that. Maybe I'm just ass at recruiting, but I've dealt with that. I'm not here losing. I don't even know. I think the worst thing that's ever happened to me was losing a recruit to Boston College, or no, I lost a recruit to Pittsburgh. I've actually lost a lot of recruits to basketball. I lost a recruit to Louisiana. That was so devastating. I lost Miles Graham, the Ohio State receiver, to Louisiana. I was so devastated. Like I didn't even. I thought he was bound to come to my school, but I guess not. Another thing within NCAA in recruiting, they got to add a realistic feature, bro. They got to add a realistic feature where, depending how a game goes, the defenses get better. So if you're going to keep running the same play over and over, the defense will start to realize that play, and they'll literally play a defense to stop that play. And I know they have some feature like that in the game. I think it's like situational analysis or whatever, where you can kind of like something like that. But that's not that good. They got to add for another realistic feature. They got to do that for coaches leaving for head coaches jobs. So once you're a head coach, and my assistant coaches and my offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, once they get to points where like they're like a B- or A+ at their job, they can potentially leave for a head coaching job because that makes sense. Same thing with like coaching carousel. Like, why am I not getting better? Like, how am I going to win 10 games with Iowa? Well, no, Iowa's not. Let me say a different school. How am I going to win 10 games with like Boston College? And the only job offers I have is to go be an offensive coordinator at San Jose State. Why am I not getting better offers than that? Why am I not getting offers to go rebuild Vanderbilt? Performances, yeah. Another thing with realistic feature, like if I have a guy, like if I'm, this might ruffle some feathers, but if I'm gonna rebuild Army and I have a wide receiver that got 1,500 receiving yards in a season, he should low key enter the portal for like a better school, because that's realistic. Why would a nigga stay at Army if he just got 1,500 yards when he could go play at like at least maybe a UCLA and start? I mean, or at least get more exposure. But yeah, I think it would be more realistic if you do smaller teams and like your better players leave. I think that's more realistic. I feel like maybe some people might not like that though, but like I don't know. That keeps the rebuild challenging though. That's also going to push you to want to do the rebuild for like decades. But oh yeah, another thing. I think realistic feature commitments. What was I gonna say about commitments? I don't know. I think for realistic feature, I think commitments need to commit earlier. Most people need to be committing earlier, and yeah, okay. Oh yeah, commitments. You should be able to flip. I think so. The way the game is right now, NCAA, for people who haven't played it, you can recruit from week 0 to week like 15. Actually, no, you can recruit from like week 0 to week 12, and then after week 12, they'll have like the little early signing day, so you can see everyone who committed. I think everyone should be committed by the early signing day, right? And then during the transfer portal window, with that 4-week period, that's when you should allow anyone who's in a school's top 3, or anyone who's in a player's top 3, to like flip the recruit. So I should be able to recruit people throughout the season, and then once it's the transfer portal window is open, then I'm able to flip the high school recruits to come to my school. That might hurt because you might lose some guys that you wanted, but you also might gain some guys you lost out on getting earlier. And that's another thing with recruiting. They gotta add it because, bro, they do it to where after the signing day, then you have the transfer portal, and then after the transfer portal, then you have a feature where you can like encourage people to leave the team. I should be encouraging players to leave the team, and then after I do that, the next week the portal's open. Like once you hit the point of the season where it says players are leaving, there should also be something under that where you can encourage players to leave along with the players that are leaving. Why the heck am I recruiting high school players? Then I'm entering the portal. Well, no. Why am I recruiting high school players? Then I'm seeing that players are leaving. Then I'm recruiting people through the portal. And then after I do all that, then I can encourage people to leave. That doesn't make any sense. Because I don't even know if the people I encourage to leave are going to find schools to be on this upcoming season. Because like that's why I don't want to do it though. Like I don't want to kick someone off the team if they're not going to be on the school. Another thing they should do: stadiums and jerseys, bro. And I think NIL, like along with your hours, like you having hours to spend on recruits, you should be using something though. They should have a period of time during the off season where you literally have hours to just boost your stadium and allow you to create alternate jerseys. But like I understand maybe alternate jerseys is like too much because of licensing and you don't want someone's jersey to look exactly like someone else's. I don't know. I don't know all the details of stuff. But like when it comes to alternate jerseys, I should just be able to see my home jersey and just make a colorway for it. Because I don't like doing teams like Arkansas who only have 2 colors. Or a team like UConn that only has 2 colors. Like that's just boring. I'm not trying to play as a team that only has 2 colors. Let me at least get myself like a red jersey or a gray jersey. It could be the same template. Just let me change the color. Let me just make another jersey with the same, with a different color and maybe even a different color helmet. It's just boring playing with the same team. It's just boring playing with a team that only has like 2 jerseys. Because I can't rebuild a team that doesn't have at least 3. Because I'm gonna get bored of wearing the same jersey. I don't know how Bama players play at Bama for 4 years wearing the same 2 jerseys with the same helmet. Okay, another thing to add: walkouts. Like even for the teams that don't have, like, if I'm doing Eastern Michigan, I don't even know if Eastern Michigan has a walkout, but they need to add different walkouts for every team. Or I gotta at least be able to take someone's old walkout. Like I should be able to take Clemson's walkout from 1964 and use that as my walkout. Just something where it's not just me running out onto the field. Like that's just boring. Which is perfect for the this is the biggest thing they need to add. Well, this is one of the biggest things. I think the biggest thing they need to add is they need to fix recruiting. They need a better recruiting. But cutscenes, bro. They need to do press conferences before and after games for head coaches or players if you're doing Road to Glory. I think that's perfect, especially when you're going into a big game, especially if you're a head coach for Dynasty and the game is the game of the week. That should be College Game Day. Like I mean, I don't know what we're doing. They should have storming the field. That's fire. Storming the field for when you upset a team. They should also have it to where after I score a touchdown or after an opponent scores a touchdown, depending on who's getting blown out, you start seeing the fans leave the field. Leave the stadium. They should have players getting arrested. I feel like that might be too much, but hey, just like every once in a while you might see players run onto the field and then they get caught and get arrested. They should have that occasionally, but like that should only be like a cutscene after a quarter ends. They show you what happened in the first quarter, and then boom. Yeah, Sports Center College Game Day, we said that. I think storylines for Road to Glory, like let's have it to where like, hey man, he only came to Mississippi State over choosing Bama because both his parents died and he has to take care of both his little sisters, so that's why he did like, something crazy like that. Like let's have some storylines, like his parents are in the hospital, he's the only child, he just started playing football 2 years ago or last week. I don't know, something like that. I'm not sure if there's any storylines in Road to Glory. I've only played Road to Glory like NCAA25 when I was a quarterback at Memphis, but yeah, that was bad. That's what they should do too. Like I haven't played Road to Glory in so long, but Road to Glory they should have it where if I'm a 5-star or if I'm a 5-star or 4-star and I commit to a smaller school, like Army, right? A school that would never get a 5-star or a 4-star. I should have access to the full playbook. I shouldn't only have access to 3 plays and I can't change it. No, give me the access to the full playbook. I'm a 5-star here. You guys are dirt. Let me get the full playbook. Put everything in my hands. I'm gonna call the plays. Like, well, I'm the quarterback, but also the offense coordinator. Let me get access to everything, bro. Like, damn. They should have cutscenes like that. They should have cutscenes like if you're gonna be a 5-star, choosing like a smaller school or just choosing almost any school. They should have cutscenes of like you going to parties, stuff like that. You catching a DUI. Actually, maybe that's a bad influence. My fault. Never mind. We're not gonna do that one. Anyway, next thing. For rivalry games, I know they do it where they have like you guys holding the little trophy for beating your rival, but they should also do it to where you can stamp the flag on your rival's logo. Do that. They should have cutscenes of you guys fighting in between quarters or whatever, or after the play. They should do that. I think they should also add players getting chewed out on the sideline for penalties, like coaches yelling at players for holding calls. Because I know when I'm doing Dynasty and my players get called for holding when I just got like a 20-yard bomb, I know I'm yelling at them through the screen. So at least have it to where the coaches are yelling at them on the sideline or something like that. The team captain coin flip when I think it's 3 or 4 guys go out there and they talk. Well, they don't talk, but yeah, 3 to 4 guys go out there on the coin flip. Yeah, they should have that little cutscene. I'm not sure if they do that. They might do that for the playoff games. I don't know. I've seen every cutscene so many times when it comes to like the walkouts and the celebrations. Like I just skip past all of them, to be honest. Another thing, along with players getting injured, they should have players go into a tent as a cutscene. Just show me that at halftime or show me that at the end of a quarter. I'm not asking for much. I feel like most of these things should have already been added until 2026, but okay. Another thing, I'm talking so fast. I already know I'm talking so fast. Okay, another thing. I think they should add older jerseys, to be honest. Like I don't know why. I think when you win more, just like how you have to win more games to be able to unlock stadium pools. That's the problem. I think you have to win like 30 games to unlock stadium pools. I don't know. I just remember seeing that in like NCAA 25. You had to like I had to win a certain amount of games. I think no, I had to win like a certain amount of wins. I had to have a certain amount of wins against like top 10 teams or top 5 teams for me to unlock stadium pools. But like the amount of games I would have had to win against top 5 teams, it was just gonna take me like 4 years to win those many games. Even if I like beat everybody. Cause it's just like, bro, I'm not trying to play a rebuild 5 years in. Once I win like a championship, I probably stop with the rebuilds. But anyway, yeah, I think more wins. Once you win more games, you should be able to unlock older jerseys. I think that's one way to keep the game fresh. Like there's gotta be. I don't. Let me think of a team. Like TCU's got a lot of jerseys. Almost. I mean, well, a lot of Oregon's jerseys are in the game, but there's just got to be some clean. There's got to be some really nice jerseys from back in the day that people won in the game that aren't in the game. They could just add if they just like I don't know. I'm just saying like just if for hey if you win 30 games as a head coach you unlock a jersey. Now you don't get to choose the jersey, but still just unlock a jersey. Lock a jersey. Let's say if I win my first rival game, I unlock like a vintage pair of pants or a vintage helmet. I don't know. Something. Oh my goodness, this is a big problem. I don't know how many people can relate to this, but when it comes to Dynasty, I wish they would put the music at the top. There's too many times I'm trying to book a visit for a recruit, and I'm trying to see like what their little deal breaker is or whatever, and I can't see it at the bottom because the music's covering it. So I have to wait for the music to get off the screen before I can see the deal breaker and before I can book the recruit on a visit for that deal breaker or whatever. So please put the music at the top. I don't even care about the music. It's only banned, so it's not. Okay, another thing. This is basically what I said. Like add team vintage jerseys. Um, yeah, for playing it. Yeah, like TCU's Bloody Fraud jerseys. I think that's what they're called. I could be wrong though. Yeah, why are these in the game? Bro, these helmets are kind of. This helmet's like TCU wore these jerseys this year, and it's still not in the game. I think they wore those last year too. Why are these not in the game? I see people asking about these jerseys for years. Well, I saw these people asking about those jerseys last year. So I think this is another big thing because this is what's hurting me, bro. When it comes to me doing rebuilds, I like to do 3-star teams, 2-star teams where it's like a little. It's just a little bit easier to recruit 5 stars and 4 stars because I'm not trying to do 10-year rebuilds. I'm not. I like to do at max 3 years. I mean, almost any team I do, I'm in a position to win the next year. But like Mississippi State is a 2-star team, but they're like an 85 overall. I don't know why that is. I don't know why they. I understand like they're a 2-star team because they don't win games, right? Because I'm pretty sure like whether you're a 4-star, 3-star, 2-star team, I'm pretty sure it all depends on like how many games do you really win year by year. And Mississippi State's always been a bottom tier team, but they're definitely not a 1-star team, so you have to make them a 2-star team. But why are they an 85 overall if they're a 2-star team? Just make them an 80 overall. How you gonna have a 2-star team, but they're an 85 overall? It doesn't make any sense because I see dang, what's a good one? I think Florida State is like a 4-star team, but they're like an 85 or something, or they're I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I know Washington State's like a 3-star team, but they're like a 70 something. They're like a 76 overall. Like that. At that point, you're a 2-star team. But I don't know. I think Vanderbilt's also like a 2-star team, but they're an 84 overall. I just saw that last night. But yeah, I don't know why they don't update the overalls. Yeah, Colorado is a 3-star team, but they're an 86 overall team. I don't know how. I don't know how that game. I don't know how that game has them that high. Okay, this is another thing I think they should add. Stats. They should add stats. I think for incoming recruits, when you're recruiting players through high school, I should be able to like click on something to look at their stats, to see what they you know what they recorded in their senior year of high school or something like that. Because some of these guys, I'm not sure if that's really gonna matter for. I just want to know, like, because if you, for people who don't play football, they might not understand like the little prototypes. Like they might not understand what a gap specialist is and a boundary corner. So if I could at least see their stats, I might get a better sense. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Road to Glory. I think Road to Glory definitely needs to add more positions. They need to add tight end. They need to add. I'm not sure what they have. I think they have wide receiver, quarterback, running back, and DB. But they need to add tight ends. They need to add safeties. They need to add a kicker. Might not be a bad position for Road to Glory because you're gonna get put in positions where you have to hit game-winning field goals. Now, as a kicker, you probably won't play too much in any game. But like when you do play and you have to get put in positions where you have to kick game-winning field goals, like that's enough for you to create like a storyline in your own head, right? But I think they need to add tight end, edge rusher, what's it called? Linebacker. If they don't, they might be able to just add defensive tackle. Like any position you can become like a great at, they should add. Maybe even guard or not guard. I meant tackle, offensive tackle. Like add that. Like anything where I can become great. And now those positions are a little bit boring, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, people. If you add those positions, people gonna play it. People gonna play it. Now I think that definitely would take them more time to do whatever they want to do. But I don't know. And then they should also. I think they should also add like halftime locker representations. Like if I'm gonna do Road to Glory, show me in the locker room when we're down 21-0 and the guys are yelling at each other and the coaches are throwing stuff. Just show that. Or show pregame locker rooms, us bumping NBA YoungBoy. Now they probably not gonna do. They don't have music in the game, but do something like that. And then pregame warm-ups. I think they should show like a little cutscene of pregame, like quarterbacks throwing the ball, hands off. You could do that strictly for conference championship games and national championship games. You don't have to do it for every game because you don't need the I guess the cutscene to be too long, right? You don't want a cutscene of them doing a walkout and then all them also doing like the coin toss and them also doing like pregame warm-ups. And then the last thing I think they need to add is EA. I think EA needs to fix the bugs and do it. They need to do a test run game. I kid you not. After playing NCAA 25 and playing in 26, I have came to the conclusion that they scammed us, gang. They did not fix anything. Any bug that was in 25 was also in NCAA 26. So they need to do a test run and actually see. They need to do a test run of the game before they drop the game. I thought that was obvious, but bro, if you played NCAA 26 when it first came out, it's just bro. They did not do anything different, gang. The amount of times I throw the ball to someone in the flat, and then after I throw the ball to them in the flat, they run away from the ball. That was the same problem I dealt with in 25. I'm not sure if I'm the only one that deals with that. There's several times where I try to throw the ball to, so I'll throw it to my right receiver on a comeback route, and then he just starts running around and goes out of bounds instead of going to the ball, and it gets picked, or sometimes it doesn't. But it's actually absurd. They gotta make old lines better too. Almost every single play, 3 linemen get in. Like I've thrown more picks. I've thrown more D lineman picks just for me getting hit on the throw, and right before it hits the ground, a D lineman picks it up. Then I have thrown like actual picks to safeties and linebackers. Like offensive linemen don't block in this game. I don't know why it's so hard to find a solid offensive lineman. And then I get called for they gotta fix like the penalties. I get called for so many holdings when I have a bad offensive line. I get called for so many holdings, and it's like when I watch the replay back, I'm not seeing a hold. So I don't know what this is. Yeah, and I think they also got to do something like, bro, EA's got to fix some like IQ. I mean, I don't even know. I guess AI. I guess that's what it's got. They got to do something with AI because, bro, there's so many times where I'm up like 21 points and I play defense, and my opponent's just running like the worst plays. They're not even trying to get back in the game. There's so many times where I'm just wondering like, what is this team doing? But the plays work for them. They'll probably do some bootleg Bro, I saw a team do. Oh, I don't even know. I think I was playing Michigan State last night, and they did like 4 verticals on like a. I think they were like the 30-yard line. They did 4 verticals. They scored. I don't know how. I was playing like cover 3, but they scored, and I don't even explain it, bro. It's so hard to guess what the CPU is gonna do because they just do random stuff. They do random stuff. I'm playing against a team. They're down. They're down 7 points. I think it was Nebraska. I think Nebraska. I was playing Nebraska because I was Rutgers. They were down 7 points at like the 25-yard line with like 13 seconds left, and they're running pistol formation. They're running pistol formation. I don't know what they're doing. They ran the ball. It's like, bro, you're down a touchdown with 14 seconds left, and you're running the ball. It just makes it. It's like it's almost like the game's trying to give me the win. That's another problem, bro. If EA doesn't want you to win the game, you won't win the game. I don't know what. I'm not sure if that's like a bug type of thing or if that's just them following a script. But the amount of games where it's like, bro. I remember I was up 21 points against Clemson. I think I was Wake Forest in my first year. Well, it was my second year of the rebuild, but it was like my first official year. Cause like, yeah, and we were up 21-0. I lost that game from being up 21-0. We threw 4 picks, 3 pick sixes, and we had a fumble 6. It was just like, bro, I wasn't meant to win that game. That was just, it was actually, I honestly felt robbed. I felt so robbed, gang. Because like, it's like once I went up 21-0, my offensive line couldn't block for me, so I just kept getting hit on throws, and that led to a couple linebackers getting picks. That led to me getting hit on a throw, and the defensive tackle picks it off and runs it back. And then I threw a bad pick when I threw a ball late on a flat route, and I think it was Hampton that ran it back. I don't even know who it was. No, I think it was Avion Terrell. But that still haunts me to this day. That was last year. Yeah, bro, this is just like a small list of what EA needs to fix. Yeah, the biggest thing they need to fix animations. Every animation in NCAA 26 is the same animation that was in 25. And most of these don't make sense. Most of these are not realistic animations. Pursuit angles are so ass in the game. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's just like the overalls. Like I'm not sure if it's just because your DBs or safeties are not. They're like 75 overalls. I'm not sure it's just because they're not good enough to have good pursuit angles, but the pursuit angles are so bad, bro. Like on defense, if you're not able to, well, on defense, spoiler alert, you're not able to control everyone at once. So it's so hard to get stops. It's so hard, bro. I got my edge rushers getting thrown into the ground on run plays, and then my DBs are getting blocked 20 yards down the field. So now me as the linebacker has to make the tackle, and the guy either breaks the tackle, or I miss the tackle because it's hard to tackle, or I'm just ass. It's hard to tackle. These guys are slow, and yeah, it's just it's hard to tackle in this game, bro. A lot of guys can't turn their bodies, and it's just bad, bro. And then that's another thing. I don't know why. There's too many times where I see running backs, all of a sudden they're running, and then boom, they just hit like a crazy burst. I don't know what it is, but it just happens too much, bro. NCAA 26, bro. NCAA has college football 27 has the chance to be, bro. This game could be better than Fortnite. It doesn't even have to be NCAA 27. Just college football in general could be better than Fortnite, gang. There's so many things you could add in this game to make this game the best game of all time. Like you could literally do what Fortnite does and drop one game. Just drop one game and just update it. Just update it. You could do it. NCAA could do it where you could play like a throwback mode where you're playing as Jameis Winston versus Marcus Mariota in the college football in the national championship. You could do that. We could play as Nick Marshall in Auburn and recreate the crazy catch against Georgia. We could play it. We could do that. They could do. There's so many things they could do in this game, bro. You could relive the moments from Michigan and Ohio State, planting the flag, right? Or I could go rewrite someone's career. Let me go play as Johnny Manziel and throw the ball to Mike Evans. Or let me think of someone who wasn't good in college. Oh, let me go play as DJ Ukulele at Florida State and rewrite his career. F it, he's going first round this year. Let me do that. Like, I don't know. There's so many things that they could do with this game to make this game better than Fortnite, or make this game just as good as Fortnite, or just as popular. But then they're gonna start adding like Kim K to the game. So like, hopefully, let's not get too off schedule. Yeah, but there's so many things, gang. Oh dang! Even another cutscene is like for certain schools like LSU, you could have like Odell Beckham walk out with them. Now that might be, I'm not sure that's too much to ask for. I'm not asking for it. I'm just suggesting it. But I'm just saying, like, there's a lot you could do. You could have like a famous alma mater walk out with every team, like Andrew Luck with Anthony Luck with Stanford. I guess didn't Drew Brees go to Cal? No, I think Aaron Rodgers went to Cal. I don't know where Drew Brees went, but yeah, dude, this I don't know, bro. I don't even think I'm asking for much because, to be honest,